Girls love Beyonce. Girls love to fuck with your conscience. Girls hate when niggas go.
What's poppin'? It's your girl Custom Zai back with another video. And today we are about to be talking about my paranormal experiences, specifically when a ghost basically pulled the cover off of me. And while we're doing that, we're also going to be creating a Bratz version of myself. So we're about to be doing that. And let's jump right into the story. So, this took place in the house that I grew up in, like my childhood home or whatever. I currently don't live there anymore. My people don't live there anymore. Yeah, so we don't live there anymore. But, this happened when I was around, I think I was around 9 years old, because I can remember like a specific reason as to why I remember what age I was, but I'm gonna get into that later. So it had started with one night or day my mom just kind of told me, and she wasn't like, I don't know, the way my mom says stuff when it's like kind of, I don't even know the word that I'm looking for, but when she says something that she don't really want to say type shit, she got a way of like just sneaking it into a normal conversation, like, and she'll just like, she'll be blunt about what it is she has to say, but like she don't introduce it like in no type of dramatic way, none of that. She'll just sneak, like just put it out there, just boom. So basically she had told me, or me and my sister, something about like something that she felt like was shaking her bed, and she was basically saying like a spirit or some type of entity or something was shaking her bed. Now when she told me that, I'm like, oh, like, okay, so you definitely believe in ghosts. Like, we never had this conversation before, but you're confirming that, yeah, you believe in it because you just straight up just know what it is and saying what it is. So okay, so now maybe I should follow suit. I didn't really have like no I don't know, I didn't have any previous thoughts on like ghosts or paranormal stuff before this. Me and my sister just always used to watch scary movies and like, like ghost hunters and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I had like some idea of them, but I didn't have like my set like beliefs of like anything for real. Like, yeah, so I'm just like, oh, like, okay. So I just have that in the back of my mind. And for a minute, I'm like, am I tripping? Like, am I tweaking? Am I letting what she told me her experience was one night mess with my head? But as more and more things started happening that was like paranormal, like activity type ish, I'm like, oh, like, this is no joke. This is for real. So I can't remember like the first instance of where I'm like, oh yeah, there's something in here, but like the same thing happened to me basically, where like something used to literally shake my bed, like, and I know I wasn't tweaking, like, and when you live in a house, you know about like when a house settles, or like if something is like, you know, like if it's a lot of pressure or whatever, the floors might shake or whatever, so you might think like, oh, that's just making it shake. No, like, it's not one of those. Nothing else is moving. Our floors would not shake. They creaked. They was creaky as hell, but they never was just shaking for no reason, especially not to the point where my whole bed is moving, to the point where I wake up scared because my bed is shaking and can't go back to sleep. Like, yeah. So that was my first experience where I'm like, oh, okay, well, it moved down the hallway because now mine is shaking too. And my mom, she, you know, grown, and she gonna talk out loud like, yeah, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Me at the time, and I'm gonna do that after I make this video because I'm not opening that door back up. But anyways, me at the time, I'm like I said, I'm 9 years old. I don't really, You know, like I barely even knew how to talk to God at that point. So I wasn't really I was just scared. I was very scared. And I remember I lost a lot of sleep around that time in my life. And I hated the grade I was in at that time of my life too. I was in 3rd grade, I think. That 3rd grade and 5th grade was the worst grades to me. I don't know what it was about them grades, but everybody just had me effed up. I really just hated both of them grades. I didn't like going to school for real. Like, it was just the worst. So it was just a few weeks of just like my bed shaking. I would wake up, I would literally sleep on the floor, and then like my mind would mess with me. Then I'm like, damn, the floor is shaking. Like, I would just be so scared. Like, my palate shaking. Like, these fucking ghosts is fucking with me. And then I can distinctly remember, I'm gonna just talk about like the key moments that I can remember leading up to like this main one. But I remember one time I just went ahead and it's crazy because me and my sister, we went to the same school as a K through 12, but my mom had to take my sister to school because like her grades started earlier than mine. So I would stay home while she was gone, like early in the morning. It was dark outside still. So I just stayed in her room while she left. And then, like I said, our floors was creaky. So, but I also lived in a double. So sometimes with a double, you could literally hear, a lot of times you can hear the person next door or whatever. I know for a fact it was not the next door noise. It was freaking, like, it was creaking down the hall, walking down the hall. I swear something was walking down the hall. Also, she would put like tape in certain doorways where like the carpet was sticking up or whatever. So yeah, I've heard like creaking and I knew it wasn't coming from next door. And then I swear I heard that tape crackle like it had got to the frame of the door. As soon as I heard that, I jumped up from the bed and ran downstairs, ran on the porch in the dark, and it was winter at the time, so it was cold. Sat on the porch in the cold until she came home. Yeah. So, yep, that's what I did. Okay, so let me get into the main part where it got real. So, at this point, I believe, no. My grandma had came and prayed over the house and put like holy oil everywhere and stuff like that. And also, side note, she said she felt something knock it out of her hand. And my nana did not believe in none of that mess. I remember I asked her before, like, do you think our loved ones that passed away come back and like visit us or something? She said, no. What you no. So that's why I know, like, I don't know. I don't think my nana is ever going to like visit me or anything like that because she wholeheartedly did not mess with that at all. But she said she felt something knock the holy oil out of her hand. So back to this part. So this is before that. That was like the last part of it, and then it kind of like slowed down after that. But before that, one of the ministers at my church, who's also my godmom, she gave me she called it a prayer shawl, but it's like a cover basically. It's like a small cover, like a throw, but the material is totally different, and it's like holy, it's sacred, it's a prayer shawl. So she gave me that, and I was downstairs on the couch, and me and my sister, we was watching something, but I had fell asleep, and I think my sister had left out the living room, or she might have still been there, but she was asleep too on the other couch. But I was on the couch with the prayer shawl like draped over me. Tell me why. First of all, I feel like the couch cushion lift up a little bit. Like the edge of the couch cushion. Like, you know how you could take a couch cushion out the couch? I felt like somebody was trying to lift it up out the couch while I was still laying on it. And then after that, I felt the prayer shawl moving off of me slowly. Like, and I stopped. I'm like, I gotta be tweaking. Let me just sit still because it's probably me. I'm probably moving it and don't even realize. I just forgot about the fact that I just felt the freaking couch cushion lift up. But I'm like, let me put that to the side. Maybe I'm tripping. I hope I'm tripping. Nope. I stopped moving completely. That junk started moving faster and faster off of me. That is when I jumped up. I ran upstairs to my mother. I think my sister was still in the room, and that's messed up because I left her there. I left her there, but clearly it wasn't messing with her because she wasn't having the experiences me or my mom was. It was messing with me the most, but I jumped up when I felt that cover move off of me, ran up to my mom, and just, yeah, I was distraught. I wasn't crying, but I was telling her what happened. I was very scared. And then I think that's when my sister had followed me upstairs and she came into my mom's room, and I jumped so hard when she came into the room because I'm like, here it comes. So that was my paranormal experience. It's pretty funny, even though it's not funny. Like I said, I'm finna pray and rebuke all that right now after I'm finished recording this video. But yeah, that was a very interesting time in my life. Like I said, it's funny now, but at the time it definitely wasn't funny. Like, that might have been my first taste of depression at that age from a ghost. A ghost was really bullying me, for real. So yeah, if you're watching this and you thought it was funny or whatever the case may be, leave a comment up if you ever had a paranormal experience. I feel like that would be funny to read. But yeah, so hopefully y'all messed with this, and I'll see you on the next one.